welcome everybody to the PORWC Reese's Rally Car Series as we get ready for round number 7 here at the historical track known as Darlington Raceway, also famed as the Lady in Black. Today we've got a great race on hand for you, lots of talented drivers, and I wish I could say we have a battle for the points lead that could happen today, but right now, I'll tell you what, Dylan the Dominator Ogo, he has just been absolutely crushing this field with his consecutive finishes. Right now, he comes in 28 points. 28 points ahead of, it is 38 points. Yes, it is. It is 38 points ahead of Jacob Cook in the standings. And right now, it seems like Dylan Ogo can do no wrong. He is probably definitely going to, at this point, clinch himself a spot inside the Tasty Top 10's chase for the championship. And I'll tell you what, Dylan Ogo, when he gets to the chase, I wouldn't want to be all the other competitors going up against him if he can keep this momentum up that he has had pretty much ever since the start of the season. On the pole for today's race is going to be Adam Chambers. Chambers comes into this race 16th in points, so he's looking to try and pick up some valuable spots in the standings. Alongside him, DeMarcus Brown, who is 25th in points, and he obviously is looking for a good run today as well. Jacob Lawler's going to line up on the inside of row number 2. Lawler comes in 7th in the points, so he's got an opportunity today to keep himself inside the Tasty Top 10. And alongside of him is going to be Sophie Dillon in the 30. Sophie ends up coming into this race 28th in points, so she is kind of like in the same boat as her Ford Focus teammate, DeMarcus Brown, up ahead of her. She's looking to try and move up in the standings here. She is mired down outside of the Tasty Top 10. Barney Ward will roll off in 5th place, former winner of the season, and 6th in the points. He's looking to keep himself inside the Tasty Top 10 as well. Well, let's get these cars rolling off now, waste no time, and get to the green flag. And as these cars file past, you can take a look here. Dylan Ogo, where is he starting? Looks like the points leader is, well, I actually didn't see him as they filed past there. I must have missed him. We'll find out where he starts in just a minute, but here's your starting grid. And as we were away looking at that starting grid, I managed to track down Dylan Ogo. He's starting mid-pack right there, alongside of Ashley LaPlante, just behind Wolfgang Mason. Getting ready to go to green flag racing. There is Cody Lamas, who ended up having that great finish at Coca-Cola Speedway, one of the most exciting finishes I think I've seen in quite a while. He's going to be starting near the back of the pack to try and go for 2 in a row. It's going to be interesting to see what he's going to be able to do as we get ready to go to green flag racing, and I've lost who the leader was. Oh boy, gotta hurry. Green flag's out, I'll jump up to Jacob Lawler. Oh, it was Adam Chambers that was the leader. There's the green flag though. Chambers going to take the early advantage, battle on for second between Jacob Lawler and DeMarcus Brown. Barney Ward now into the mix here. It'll be interesting to see how these cars handle at this kind of a track. This track is known for very tight corners. Racing 3 wide here is possible, but not exactly advised. We're still green flag racing, though. Apparently they have not decided to go 3 wide here. We've also seen a lot of drivers get loose and get the wall off of turn 4, and I think we saw Barney Ward just do that a moment ago. Oh, first caution of the day is out. First caution of the day. It's here on lap number 2. Chambers the leader. Jacob Lawler, though, he's looking to the inside. Here he comes. Will he be able to get a run on him? Will we have a drag race to the stripe to lead this thing under caution? Chambers going to try and battle back on the high side. Here we go. Drag race down to the line. It's going to be Lawler leading this lap. And, oh, man, there's Lisa Shears. I thought I almost saw her get turned by Sam D, but she hangs on to it. Whoa! Bianca Roberts and Felix Harris nearly took out the leaders. How'd they get through that? Devin Smith also must have been involved. Michael Norman, perhaps. Oh, Kyle Sinoski. He's way at the back here in 32nd. And he's 5th in points. Let's look back at a replay. Felix Harris, Bianca Roberts appear to be our caution for the first time today. Well, here's how the wreck started. Whoops, actually it was up further ahead. I thought it started with Jeremy McMurray. Oh, it was Riley Ogle and Jake Smith and Carson Gum all getting into each other. Now look at the points leader, Dylan Ogo. Goes way down to the apron, misses this whole thing. Oh, Jeremy McMurray got turned around by Wilhelm Schultz. That's why I thought I saw him involved. Oh, man, nice miss by Aaron Williams, 3rd in the points. I think that was Jacob Cook right there. No, it's Richard Johnson going around missing that wreck. Danny Wells does a pretty good job getting through that wreck there with Austin Ogo. And there you see these cars just all backed up. Oh, there's Jacob Cook there in the 95. 2nd in the points. He was involved in this. Wolfgang Mason. Oh, that's not Wolfgang Mason. Sorry, that's Ralph Mason. 4th in points. He was involved in this. And we saw Devin Smith off the pace too. He's 8th in points. So quite a few drivers that were inside the Tasty Top 10 got pieces of this. It doesn't look like relatively a bad caution. So we'll go back to green and see how this thing's going to settle out. Alright, so we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing on lap 7 of 37. Lawler's the leader, Chambers 2nd, Barney Ward 3rd, 4th Lisa Shears, and Sam D is in 5th. Stephen Dillon runs 6th, Marcus Brown runs in 7th. Wolfgang Mason, who is dead last in points. Nice to see him up here inside the top 10 in 8th. 9th, Riley Ogle, and Hayden Klein is in 10th for this restart. 13th place, that's where the points leader, Dylan Ogo, is restarting, as nobody retired after what happened there on that first wreck. A few drivers at the back of the pack, though, that are running well in points. Jacob Cook, Ralph Mason, Kyle Sosnowski, and Devin Smith. We'll have to see if they'll be able to work their way back up to the front here. Still plenty of time to do that. And Jacob Lawler going to lead us down. He's going to take the green flag. Lawler 7th in points. A win today could definitely solidify him a possible spot in the Tasty Top 10. Green flag is out. Now let's see what Chambers is going to do. Is he just going to ride behind the Repsol Subaru of Jacob Lawler? Is he going to try and take the lead back from the 98? Barney Ward's right there, though. Lisa Shears right there. They're nose to tail for the first 4. Now Lisa's the first one to step out of line. She's looking for 3rd place off of Barney Ward. And here comes Chambers trying to put the slide job on Jacob Lawler. He is there, but here comes Lisa Shears trying to get a run underneath him. And there goes Sam D. Sam D gets turned around. He got spun around, I think, by Riley Ogle. And yes, the caution will come out once again for just a simple solo car spin, which rather surprises me. That doesn't seem like much to bring a caution flag out for, but they bring it out anyway. And Adam Chambers is the leader. Uh-oh, is somebody else spinning back here? Thought I heard some more squealing. Someone must have spun, but whoever it was, they ended up turning it around, and Sam D, who was running inside the top 5, finds himself now back in the 18th position. He slid across the stripe in 18th. That's where he'll restart. Let's take a look at who turned him. This was the battle for 5th place. And it looks like it's going to be actually Sophie Dillon who's going to get into fellow Ford Focus. Sam D turns him around. Sam D goes sliding down the front straightaway, and watch him as he's going to slide across the stripe right there. He crossed the stripe in the 18th position, so even though he did spin, he is going to restart in that 18th spot, provided he doesn't come down pit road. He did get a little bit of a hit into the passenger side of that race car, both the right front and the right rear, but not really any visible damage, so maybe he is going to be still good to go. But a solo car spin puts us under the caution for the 2nd time today at Darlington. Back to green flag we go once again. Lap 12 of 37 is when it will come out. Chambers is the leader. Lisa Shears is 2nd. Jacob Lawler 3rd. Barney Ward 4th. DeMarcus Brown's now up to 5th. Wolfgang Mason 6th. 7th, Sophie Dillon. Richard Johnson 8th. 9th, Hayden Klein. And 10th now is Aaron Williams. And there is Dylan Ogo in the 11th position, trying to find himself a spot inside the top 10. Aaron Williams is 3rd in points right now. Yeah, this is certainly a good run for him at Darlington. Dylan Ogo, 11th right now, as he's running well. Barney Ward's running 4th on the racetrack. He is 6th in the standings, and Jacob Lawler right there, 3rd on the racetrack, and 7th in points. So a lot of drivers that are inside the Tasty Top 10 doing really well today at Darlington. Green flag back out. We're 1/3 of the way through this race now. Barney Ward's going to move Jacob Lawler out of the way. Look at Lisa Shears. Oh, well, she's going to turn. Adam Chambers up into Barney Ward. DeMarcus Brown. Lawler. What kind of a bonehead move was that? Oh, Aaron Williams is in it. And everybody is in it. Let's not even waste time. Everyone is in this wreck. That was the stupidest move I think I've ever seen this whole season. Lisa Shears just flat out turned the leader Adam Chambers up into everybody else, and I don't think there was hardly any other driver that got away without any damage whatsoever. That was stupid. Leader is going to be Wolfgang Mason, Ashley LaPlante 2nd, and there is Lawler, 7th in points. He's damaged now. John Acosta, he is in 4th, and Sophie Dillon is 5th, but that was the stupidest move I've ever seen this whole season in the Reese's Rally Car Series. Lisa Shears, what was she thinking? We're going to look back at a replay of this, but this was one of the most unnecessary things I think I've ever seen here in this season in the PORWC Reese's Rally Car Series. We'll look back at a replay of it, though, but it has ended the hopes of winning for several drivers who have been up inside the top 5 all day long. Watch left side of your screen. Lisa Shears and Adam Chambers. Now watch this. Watch how Lisa Shears is going to get into the left rear of Adam Chambers. Now, I don't fault her for that, but the fact is, Chambers was starting to spin. She could have backed off. She was down the apron. There's no doubt about it. She could have backed off. She didn't. She continues to turn Chambers. Up they go. Into DeMarcus Brown. Into Barney Ward. Into Jacob Lawler. Sophie Dillon gets a piece of it. And just watch these drivers all get involved. There is the points leader, Dylan Ogo. Aaron Williams is going to have nowhere to go. He makes contact with both DeMarcus Brown and I believe it was Adam Chambers. And just look at these cars all flipping upside down and everything. Michael Norman's on his roof. Danny Wells is involved. Barney Ward flips. Back there, Zach Corbett is flipping. It's ridiculous. Last week's winner, Cody Lamas, is in it. Joshua Michaels is in it, rather. I think that's Austin Ogo that's underneath the Barney Ward machine right there. There is Bianca Roberts involved. Ralph Mason involved. Jeremy McMurray. Kyle Sosnowski's behind it. You name it, they're in it. Devin Smith is in it. I don't believe this. Look at this. Where's Jacob Cook? Did he get a piece of this? Yes, he did. You can see the rear end damage and the front end damage on the 95. So, from what I see, the drivers who came in 1st through 9th in points all were involved in this wreck. Justin Acosta, 10th in points, appeared to have gotten through it, but 1st through 9th were involved in a wreck that shouldn't even have happened. Lisa Shears making one of the boldest and, in my opinion, the most foolish moves this season and costing several drivers an opportunity at winning here today at Darlington. So we'll go back to green flag racing. Lap 17 of 37 is when we will. Wolfgang Mason, who did actually a really good job. I didn't know if you saw it on that replay, but he was able to get his car down to the inside and missed that wreck. Did a very nice job doing that. He is going to be the leader. 2nd place is going to be Ashley LaPlante now. 3rd place is Justin Acosta. He stands to be the one to gain today, as he is 10th in points. He'll be able to move himself up some spots here if he can finish top 5. Sophie Dillon is 4th. Ryan Acosta 5th. Aaron Williams going to continue in 6th, even with a buckle on the hood. 7th is Richard Johnson. 8th is Sam D. Jacob Cook, 2nd in points. He is 9th. And Hayden Klein is in 10th. As here we go. Green flag comes back out. There is Zach Corbett. 1 lap down. Also a lap down is Felix Harris. And the drivers out of this race after that caution are Zach Campbell, Joshua Michaels, DeMarcus Brown, My name that's failing me. Lance Fogel, Danny Wells, as well as Lisa Shears, Barney Ward, Austin Ogo, Wilhelm Schultz, Ralph Mason, Michael Norman, Devin Smith, Bianca Roberts, and Kyle Sosnowski. And the caution's out again, and Wolfgang Mason just beat Ashley LaPlante to the line to be able to lead here under the caution. Oh, and it's for Jeremy McMurray. Looks like Brock McMahon may have gotten a piece of it as well. James Silverfox on pit road. Oh, and there's another car on pit road. Oh, it's Jacob Cook, second in points. Bad day turns worse there for him. And there's Jeremy McMurray, 15th in the points, who could have maybe moved himself inside the tasty top 10 today. Will not happen, though. There is black smoke pouring out of the back of that number 24. We just cannot escape the caution flag. It's always looming there. Seems to be around every corner. And we'll take a look now at our latest caution. Looks like about a 4-car incident puts us under the caution for the 3rd time today. Well, here's a look at this. I don't know if this is what brought the caution out, though. Right there, Chambers gets turned by Jake Smith, who gets turned by Jeremy McMurray, who gets turned by Jacob Lawler. They all go down on the apron. And then Jeremy McMurray comes back up. He's going to get, I believe, clipped by Jacob Lawler. Sends him up into the wall. And Brock McMahon gets a piece of it too. And Lawler... Then, oh yeah, and that's what brings the caution up. But there was something else up here. Oh, there it is. Jacob Cook. Guess he got turned by Carson Gum. Makes some contact there with, I believe that's Riley Ogle. Up into the wall he goes. And, oh man, Chambers just plowed into Jacob Cook. And Jake Smith ran into the back of Adam Chambers. And Jacob Cook goes for a wild ride. And then, oh, and then Jeremy McMurray gets into Adam Chambers. Wow, that's some hard licks taken right there by Chambers, McMurray, and Jacob Cook. And man, this is just going to blow the points wide open. No doubt about that. Caution's out once again. Let's go back to green. Well, getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Those 3 cars you saw take those hard licks. Jeremy McMurray, Adam Chambers, and Jacob Cook. They've gone back to the garage area. So Jacob Cook, second in points, is out of this race now. Zach Corbett, James Silverfox, and Felix Harris, they are lined up on that inside line, at least 1 lap down. I believe Zach Corbett is actually 2 laps down to the leaders. Wolfgang Mason, dead last in points, looking to build something up here. Hey, if he could win 2 races, regardless of where he is in points, he may be able to lock up a wild card spot. You never know. But he is the leader. Ashley LaPlante is second. Sophie Dillon third. Then it's the Acostas, Justin and Ryan in the top 5. Richard Johnson is 6th. Sam D 7th. Aaron Williams 8th. 9th is Cody Lamas, and you just can't shake him. Dylan Ogo is up inside the top 10. Seems like whatever happens to Dylan Ogo, he still is always up inside the top 10. It's incredible. Wolfgang Mason, though, he'll take the green flag. Everybody moving by the slower lap cars on that inside line. And appears like they're doing okay doing that. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. They're nose to tail here. Nearly getting each other loose. And there's a wreck in the back. A wreck again. Cautions breeding cautions here at Darlington. The lady in black is not playing nice. And wait a minute. Ashley LaPlante getting to the left rear there. Sophie Dillon gets turned. Sophie gets turned right in front of the field. And she saved it. How? How could she have saved that car? That car was dead sideways out of turn 4. Whoa. Wow. I don't know what to say. I thought she was going to be turned around. Oh, it looks like the points leader, Dylan Ogo, may have been that caution flag. Maybe the good karma's run out for the 93. As he is at the tail end of the pack here, back in 16th place now. Let's go look back at a replay. What might have happened to the guy who came in with a 38-point lead over everybody else? Well, here it was. Let's see who makes the contact here. Oh, Dylan Ogo got himself caught up behind the slower cars of James Silverfox and Felix Harris. Gets into the back of Silverfox, and Jacob Lawler gets into the back of him. Carson Gum gets a piece of it. So that was basically nobody's fault. They just ended up being all caught up there behind the slower lap cars. And as I said here, very tight corners here at Darlington. It's not easy to be able to make a pass on these drivers here, and you're just held up behind them and have to wait until you get to the front or back straightaway to be able to make a move on them. And Dylan Ogo got held up there, gets run into from behind, and he becomes the caution. He lost 6 spots as a result of that, fell from 10th to 16th. But we'll see if he'll be able to still continue in that 93, as he did sustain quite a bit of damage right there in turn 2. And this I've got to see. Even though this was not a caution or anything, I've got to see how Sophie Dillon hung on to this. Right there, going to get turned by Justin Acosta. She goes up the racetrack, and she does get a tiny bit of the wall. But look at this. That car was literally at a 90-degree angle. She shoots it back around and continues on. That was a great save. That was unbelievable driving by Sophie Dillon. Unbelievable. All right, let's go back to green flag racing as we're in the closing stages now of this race at Darlington. So we're getting ready to go back to green. Nobody retired after that caution flag. We still have all those lap cars down the inside, though, because we're going to have a total of 11 laps to go when we get the green flag. Wolfgang Mason is the leader. Second still Ashley LaPlante. Justin Acosta still third. Fourth now Richard Johnson and Ryan Acosta fifth. Sam D is in sixth. Seventh is Sophie Dillon. Aaron Williams is up in 8th right now. He could maybe take a chunk out of the points lead that Dylan Ogo has, as he has been the only driver basically inside the top 10 that's had a good run today at Darlington. Hayden Klein is in 9th, and Riley Ogu completes the top 10. How about Cody Lamas, last week's winner? He's up to 11th now. 12th is Jake Smith. 13th, Brock McMahon. Jacob Lawler is 14th. Dylan Ogu, the points leader, still 15th, and Carson Gum is in 16th. There you see Zach Corbett, Felix Harris, and James Silverfox. They are still at least one lap down to the leaders. So we get ready to go back to green flag racing. 11 laps to go. Wolfgang Mason trying to continue to lead this thing. He's been very lucky. Cautions have been coming out rather steadily for him. So whenever Ashley LaPlante is able to try and make a move for the lead on him, he's able to beat her back to the stripe and lead once again under the caution laps. And there's another wreck. There's another wreck. Caution will probably come out once again, and it'll be a big help to Wolfgang Mason. Yes, the yellow lights are on. Wolfgang Mason one more time is going to come out at turn number 4 as the leader of this race. Ashley LaPlante second, Justin Acosta third. It sounded like they spun again. There was another spin. Where is it? Oh, it's Aaron Williams! Flipping and flying through the air. After he got nailed by Brock McMahon, Felix Harris and James Silverfox are in it. And the points leader, Dylan Ogo, may have been the initial caution coming out one more time. Oh my. The survivors that we had here inside the Tasty Top 10 who looked like they were going to be able to salvage something. All of a sudden, in one fell swoop, they're both involved in things here. Dylan Ogo there in the 93, and he is out. Ogo has gone out of the race, the points leader. And there is Aaron Williams, third in points, who I thought was going to be able to take a nice little chunk out of Dylan Ogo's points lead. But he is smoking. So is Felix Harris. The caution is out again. And what an amazing turn this is taking. I'm telling you what, folks. The way things are looking, we could have an entirely new Tasty Top 10 when we leave Darlington today. It's that crazy here today. Back to a replay. Let's take a look at what happened here. To the points leader, Dylan Ogo, who for a long time has not recorded a DNF. He somehow has been able to finish races, but today is not going to be one of those days. Right here, he's in the middle of a 3-wide situation between hoodless cars of Carson Gum, Jacob Lawler, and Brock McMahon. And Carson Gum's going to get into Jacob Lawler, almost kind of shades of Lisa Shears and Adam Chambers, and look where Lawler's going to come. Straight up and into the Dylan Ogo machine. Almost complete bullseye for the 93. And that is a tough break there for Dylan Ogo. And Jacob Lawler, I wonder just how hard a hit that was for him in the back of his car if he's going to be able to continue. Lawler's inside the Tasty Top 10 right now, 7th in points, and this could be a DNF for him too. We got to find out now what happens up here with Aaron Williams. Something goes on here, and I think it's coming out of this turn. Oh man, he got loose going into that corner. He got a little shove from Hayden Klein. Then he comes down, Hayden Klein gets into the left rear, and Aaron Williams is going to go up the racetrack. I don't know what it is with these drivers turning other drivers, but oh man, Zach Corbett's going to get involved right there. There is Felix Harris getting involved. James Silverfox going to run to the back of Harris. But then that's not the worst of it. Watch Brock McMahon come into view in just a moment. There he is, and oh man. just nails the Aaron Williams machine, and Williams goes flipping around. Fortunately, that car actually did land on all four wheels still, though. Never got on its roof, so that was a fortunate thing for him. But still, you can imagine the whiplash that Aaron Williams is going to have after that hard impact from Brock McMahon. And McMahon was running in the 14th position trying to salvage something, and his day now is done as well. So we go back to green flag racing one more time. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. We have several more drivers back in the garage area. Silver Fox, Corbett, Harris, Aaron Williams, and Dylan Ogo. They've all gone back to the garage area. So the drivers who came in first and third in points are out of this race. And when I said before that we could have an entirely new Tasty Top 10, you're probably thinking, that's crazy. There's no way that could happen. Well, take a look at this. Dylan Ogo, Jacob Cook, Aaron Williams, Ralph Mason, Kyle Sosnowski, Barney Ward, Devin Smith, all came in first through 5th and 8th in points. They have DNF'd. The only drivers who are still left on the racetrack that come in the Tasty Top 10 are Jacob Lawler, Cody Lamas, and Justin Acosta. But we've got a few drivers here who are still continuing on the racetrack who can move inside the Tasty Top 10, including the Carson Gum Machine. We've also got, I believe, Hayden Klein still on the racetrack. So there's still a chance that there are going to be new faces inside the Tasty Top 10 when we leave here today. Out in front, it is Wolfgang Mason still. Ashley LaPlante second. Justin Acosta third. Richard Johnson fourth. Ryan Acosta fifth. Then it's Sophie Dillon, Sam D, Hayden Klein, Cody Lamas, and Riley Ogle. That's the top 10. So we get ready to go back to green flag racing. Carson Gum still on the racetrack too. 11th in points. A chance for him to move inside the Tasty Top 10 as well. So we get the green flag. There's going to be a total of 6 laps to go here at Darlington. There are no lap cars to contend with. All of them were involved in that latest wreck and are out of this event. And Wolfgang Mason saves it after he nearly gets turned by Ashley LaPlante. What is it with these females wanting to turn the leaders? That killed the momentum of Ashley LaPlante, though. She's going to pay for it. Justin Acosta is going to come down to the inside. Here comes Sophie Dillon, looking for 4th place now. Starting to get good now. Starting to get good. And is that... Oh, I thought that was Wilhelm Schultz. He's actually out of the race. I was going to say, if that was Wilhelm Schultz up there, an opportunity for him to move inside the Tasty Top 10 today as well, but I think he actually has gone back to the garage area after he was involved in a huge collision, which happened midway through this race. But Wolfgang Mason, pretty much out in control, out in front. Wolfgang trying to win a race here. He is dead last in points, and he could counter that today with a win. And if he could win not only this race, but a race later on, he could maybe lock himself up a wildcard spot regardless of where he is in the standings. And right now, he's just got to make it around now for about 3 more times. As he begins to pull away, battle for second between Richard Johnson, Ashley LaPlante, and Sophie Dillon. Justin Acosta now has fallen back to 5th. Whoa, Sophie Dillon getting loose through that corner. Do these drivers have enough time to run down Wolfgang Mason? We're still clean and green. Wolfgang with the lead. Then about 5 to 6 car lengths back to another battle for second. Richard Johnson now to the inside of Ashley LaPlante. He's looking for that spot. Richard Johnson comes into this race 22nd in points. Look at the drivers up here. You got the leader, Wolfgang Mason, dead last in the standings. You got Richard Johnson, who is 22nd in points. You've got Ashley LaPlante, who comes in running the best of these drivers. I think she's 21st in points. Sophie Dillon, 28th in points. These drivers really could use good runs today, and right now it's looking like it's going to happen. But the question is, who's going to win this race? Right now it's looking like it's going to be all Wolfgang Mason, unless these drivers settle out and start to make a charge here. But nope, Sophie Dillon now goes to the inside of Richard Johnson for second. As these guys continue to battle for the second position, Wolfgang Mason continues to just drive away from these guys. Out of turn 4, white flag is in the flagman's hands. It waves over the nose of Wolfgang Mason. Can Wolfgang Mason find a silver lining in the dark cloud? He's dead last in the points. He's actually 23 points behind 35th in the standings, Riley Ogle. That's how bad his season has been. But today, Darlington could change all that. Here he comes. Through turns 3 and 4, they still battle for second, so it's all over. Out of turn 4 for the final time. Wolfgang Mason's going to change his luck. He's going to come down, and he's going to win at Darlington, as I think they wrecked back there. They did. Sophie Dillon just wrecked in the final corner. And she will coast across the start-finish line in the 11th position. She was en route to a top 5 finish. And why are the pace lights on? Good grief. Race is over. So why do we need the lights on? I guess they're saying this race probably shouldn't end under caution. I don't know. But regardless of whether it ends under caution or under green, it has ended. And Wolfgang Mason is the winner of today's race. Wow. Last in points, Wolfgang Mason gonna win today at Darlington, and this is certainly gonna help him get his season turned around. Maybe a little late, but still, it's a win nonetheless. Congratulations to Wolfgang Mason on a great victory today. Second place is going to be Richard Johnson. He came from nowhere here in the closing stages. Ashton LaPlante third. Fourth is going to be Sam D. He was kind of laying in wait. He'll come over the top 5, and Ryan Acosta will complete the top 5 here today. Wow, what an event, and how is this going to affect the points? I can't wait to find out. I'm sure you can't either. Basically, only 3 drivers who came in the Tasty Top 10 finished this race. Everybody else DNF'd. And it'll be the result of where they DNF'd as to whether or not they will still be inside the Tasty Top 10 when we head into next week's race. I believe next week we'll be heading to the Music City Motor Complex, so we hope that you'll join us for that. Thanks for watching the PORWC Reese's Rally Car Series. Here comes the finishing order and the point standings. Can't wait to see how they're going to look.